thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Just the adrenaline of live television. I'm feeling it this morning for sure.
It's now kicking in 3 days later.
Okay, absolutely. It's taken a while, but I'm feeling it. Yeah.
And 15 cups of coffee later. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've been switching to tea once the show starts. So I've had, I drink coffee before the show, but I got this, they have like this really good lemon ginger tea here.
Okay, it smells very nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but it's keeping me going. It's
Good
fueling me this morning.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the way to start that day.
What's fueling you, Brian?
Well, a bit of tea this morning is good. Yes. I'm drinking Yorkshire Gold. I don't know what you're having.
I have the regular Yorkshire.
The regular Yorkshire. I like the Yorkshire Gold. All right, let's get you into what is going to be, not yet, what is going to be a lovely sunny day. Temperature is going to climb a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday we got to 20 degrees, so still shy of seasonal. Some areas had a little shower that went through. What? Otherwise, I had sunshine. I hope you did too. Today, lovely sun. Temperature today about 22 degrees. So we're climbing a little bit, and we will climb continually into the weekend with lots of sunshine. So it looks pretty good weather-wise. As far as traffic is concerned this morning, 403 and Waterdown Road, no sun in your eyes yet. Still looking good right there. We'll check a few MTO traffic cameras and see if there's anything happening. Graves Road, Stony Creek looks good. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, Toronto bound, heading away from us. Here's a look east of 4th line. We do have one problem in Niagara area, St. Catharines. We have a collision at Bowen Road. And the QEW, it's Niagara, well, it's Fort Erie bound, and the right lane is blocked. We don't have a camera there. All right, we'll look at weather and traffic in a few minutes for you, but right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Well, Ontario's housing minister has announced a new set of planning rules. It's to help meet the province's home building goals. Simone Gavros joins us now with the details. Good morning, Simone.
Hi, good morning, Annette. Well, these new rules are part of the provincial planning statement, and it's supposed to give municipalities more tools and flexibility to help build more homes in these areas. And this new rule is going to be in place starting October 20th. Now, the announcement came yesterday during the Association of Municipalities of Ontario conference. The new changes encourages building more homes closer to major transit stations and building on underused low-density land like shopping plazas. It also encourages offering broader housing options for both students and seniors. This is all part of the province's goal to build 1.5 million homes by 2031. The province's housing tracker shows that they're far off from the home building pace. Now, Ontario's Infrastructure Minister Kinga Surma also announced that they're launching the Housing Enabling Core Servicing Stream. This is an investment of $400 million to allow municipalities to build, maintain, and repair roads and bridges. The goal is to support the construction of new homes, and applications for funding begin today.
As we work together to achieve these goals, we recognize that both municipalities and the province face challenges like inflation, supply chain issues, and labor shortages, issues beyond our control. That's why we are working with Infrastructure Ontario to adapt how we deliver our largest P3 projects so that we can stay on track and build hospitals, public transit, highways, long-term care homes, and schools across Ontario.
Now, Premier Doug Ford also has a press conference today. He won't specifically be joined by the housing minister, but he may face some questioning regarding this new housing rules. But for now, I'll send things back over to you, Louis.
Thanks, Simone. Several safe injection sites across the province will be forced to close, including one in downtown Hamilton. The Ford government made the announcement at the Associations of Municipalities Ontario conference in Ottawa yesterday, saying supervised drug consumption sites near schools and child care centres will be forced to transition to other treatment hubs. The province says in Hamilton, reports of violent crime in the area around the Urban Core Community Health Centre on James Street South is 195% higher compared to the rest of the city. The center is now slated to become a homelessness and treatment recovery hub, but some advocates are worried the new system will create barriers to care.
She cites safety concerns, and while we share concerns, obviously, about community safety, I can tell you that from my community alone, at Safe Point Consumption, there was no security issues there. We did not have a sudden increase in crime.
Today is the final day of the AMO conference.
Small businesses across Canada are dealing with a lot of construction problems. A study shows 70% of Canadian small businesses have experienced disruptions in some form because of construction projects in the last 5 years. A report from the Canadian Federation of Business says small businesses lost, on average, 25% of their revenue because of these projects. Business owners on Garner Road in Ancaster say that's been their experience since the City of Hamilton construction started on Garner in May.
Probably around 20 to 30% down in sales. The drive-by customers, there's definitely some sales down because there's less cars driving by.
We are losing like 70% of our business, and it's like very terrible for us. Before it was like two ways traffic, now it's like one ways, so we are losing lot of our customer.
Business owners say it's going to be a struggle to stay open past the construction's completion in November. Now, tomorrow, the City of Hamilton is hosting a public meeting to talk about solutions to improve traffic and transit on Garner Road in Ancaster and on Highway 403, which could mean that more construction is on the way. A celebration of life is going to be held next week for a member of the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum's Lancaster bomber crew. Ron Cruz volunteered at the museum for more than 30 years, helping to rebuild the Lancaster and flying on it. Cruz was working as an Aero Engine Tech flight engineer when he was sent to recover an Avro Lancaster that had crashed during the 1950s. Years later, parts from that plane came back into his life. He told me about it during an interview a couple of years ago for our Remembrance Day special. Okay, we're having some problems with the audio on that, but Ron Cruz was so it turns out that the Lancaster that flies today had parts from the Lancaster that he helped to recover. Ron Cruz was also a Hamilton police officer for 32 years. A celebration of life for him will be held a week from today, Wednesday, August 28th, at the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum from 2 until 4. Very nice man.
Yeah, will be missed for sure. All right, sports line, and let's start with some baseball, where there was a power surge last night at the Rogers Centre.
Springer lifts a high fly ball to left field, and it is his second home run of the night. And the hits and the homers just keep on coming tonight for the Blue Jays.
George Springer had a pair of home runs, including that one there in the 5th inning as the Jays' bats exploded for a season-high 5 home runs to crush the Reds 10-2 last night. Alejandro Kirk, Spencer Horwitz, and Leo Jimenez also homered for the Jays in the win. Meanwhile, Jose Barrios went 7 innings, allowing 2 runs while striking out 7 for his team-leading 12th win of the season. Blue Jays will look to take the rubber match tonight at the Rogers Centre. To football news, where the Toronto Argonauts have announced Chad Kelly will start Thursday when they host the Rough Riders at BMO Field. Last year's most outstanding player was reinstated with conditions after serving a 9-game suspension for violating the league's gender-based violence policy. After practice yesterday, the 30-year-old apologized for his actions.
First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for being here. You know, I'm sorry for my actions. I'm sorry for what I did. You know, I affected a lot of people, my teammates, my coaches, women, my family. You know, I feel bad for the situation that happened. You know, I've grown, I've learned from, you know, not only the past couple months, but, you know, every day I'm trying to get better, be a better person, better teammate, better male. You know, I have to own up to my mistakes.
Now, as mentioned, Kelly is the reigning MOP after leading the Argos to a 16-2 record last season. However, he struggled in the postseason, throwing 4 interceptions in an East Final blowout loss to the Alouettes. He'll be in town Labor Day when the Ticats welcome the Argos in the Labor Day Classic. Sticking with the CFL, the Taylor Powell era of Ticats football has been put on pause. According to the CFL's transactions page, the Tiger Cats have put the second-year quarterback on the 6-game injured list after he took a hard hit early in the Ticats' 47-22 loss on Saturday. The 25-year-old was making his first start of the season after replacing Bo Levi Mitchell the week before. The team also put receiver Luther Hakunavanu, who had to be stretchered off in the first quarter on the 6th game as well. Switching gears to hockey, where the St. Louis Blues took advantage of the rarely used offer sheet to steal a couple of players away from the Western Conference champion Edmonton Oilers. Now, the Blues signed defenseman Philip Broberg and forward Dylan Holloway to 2-year contracts after the Oilers declined to match the offer sheets for the restricted free agents. Now, Broberg signed for a total of $9.16 million, Holloway $4.58 million, while the Blues also sent second and third round picks to Edmonton as compensation. Blues general manager Doug Armstrong defended the rarely used move of issuing offer sheets by saying, quote, "If there is a GM code not to do offer sheets, nobody emailed it to me. It's just the second and third time since 2007 that a team has chosen not to match an offer sheet to retain a restricted free agent." And sticking with hockey, the Seattle Kraken have signed their first ever draft pick, forward Matty Beniers, to a 7-year deal worth just shy of $50 million. Beniers was the number 2 overall pick in the 2021 NHL draft. He made his debut late in Seattle's inaugural season. Massachusetts native flashed as one of the top young centers in the league during his first full season in Seattle, when he had 24 goals and 57 points and won the Calder Trophy as the top rookie in the league as he helped Seattle to the playoffs in just its second season.
12 past 6, let's get cracking here on this, what is it, Wednesday morning already? Yeah, it is. Thank you, Annette. It's Wednesday morning, 21st of the month here. We're looking at QEW, the 403. We'll get to the QEW in a sec. Here's the 403 and Waterdown Road area. Not a problem there. So things are moving nicely in the Hamilton area. Into St. Catharines right now. The only problem in St. Catharines is the QEW at Bowen. We have a collision there. We don't have a camera there, unfortunately, but the Garden City Skyway is doing fine. Grays Road, Stony Creek. Oh, that camera just went bye-bye. That's what happens sometimes. And the 427 looks good. All right, let's get to temperature that we have at the moment. Temperature this morning, we're sitting at 10 degrees, so we're in double digits this morning compared to yesterday when we were 9. Light breeze, humidity 85%. Sky is mainly clear, not sunny yet, doesn't come up till 6:32. Air quality today, once again, in the low risk category, so no problems there. Ridge of high pressure now descending across the Great Lakes, and it's going to move to the south, and that's going to continue to give us the sunshine for the day as it slides a little bit further to the east, a more southerly flow behind it, and that's what's going to start to increase our temperatures as we continue through the week. So yesterday we got to 20. Today, a little bit better, 22 degrees, a mainly sunny sky for the day, high UV index today in that sunshine, and as again, a northwesterly wind, 20 gusting to about 40 kilometers an hour. Tonight, skies stay clear. Temperatures cooler for Hamilton, 8, 7 this end of the lake, 11 for Niagara. 10, 11, and 12 degrees for Halton, Peel, Toronto. Tomorrow, temperatures start to move up. We'll hit seasonal for the day tomorrow, 25 degrees. And again, a beautiful sunny day. So out the door on the 21st of August, it is mainly clear at the moment, but cool. That's below seasonal. Temperature right now sitting at 10. And of course, we'll check the long-range forecast coming up. Annette, Louie.
Okay, coming up after the break, we're going to chat with Emily Vukovic about chit-chat. And in business news, the potential strike or lockout across rail companies in Canada could also disrupt cross-border trade with the U.S. Okay, good morning to you, Emily. Are you warming up over there?
I am. The temperature is actually going to be a little warmer today, so that makes me feel good, because yesterday was cold.
As Brian said, a touch warmer. That's the word we're using. A touch warmer. 20 yesterday, 22 today. So a touch warmer. I'm listening. I do listen. Brian is shocked that I listen when he does the weather. Anyway, what do you got coming up in Chit Chat?
Okay, coming up, we got to sit down with one of the original members of the Eagles. We'll talk about their new edition of Hotel California. There are some chips that are going to space, and you can get your hands on them, but it's going to cost you for a good cause. And we will discuss Benifer.
Oh,
yes. I know. I don't really want to, but like, it's news.
It's official.
It's a thing.
It's official, right?
It's
like
official.
We've been waiting. We've been talking about it. So looking forward to. Well, not looking forward to it. We'll get it out of the way. We'll talk about it. All right. Thanks,
I want to
Emily.
find out about the chips.
I know.
That's a great story.
Can we get them in time for Chip Day next week? That's the real question.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Emily.
Okay. Checking business news in overseas trading, the Canadian dollar is up 8 basis points right now, trading at 73.46 cents U.S. Gold is down more than $3.50. Crude oil is down 7 cents, trading at $73.10 U.S. a barrel. Midday trading in Europe, markets are up just a little bit in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Over in Asian markets, we're down in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. And in North American markets yesterday, the TSX fell 78 points, the Dow lost 61, and the Nasdaq fell by 59 points.
A potential rail stoppage across the country tomorrow could cause devastating damage to Canadian businesses and also to the U.S. economy. The Canadian and U.S. Chambers of Commerce have released a joint statement voicing concern for the potential impact on businesses and consumers on both sides of the border. The unprecedented dual shutdown of CPKC and CN Rail over contract disputes with 9,300 unionized workers would halt a combined $1 billion worth of goods shipped by rail every day. This is huge. It would also impact the commutes of more than 32,000 train passengers each day. Unless a deal is reached, rail service is expected to stop at midnight.
The country's annual inflation rate dropped in July to its lowest level since March 2021. StatsCan says the rate dipped to 2.5% last month. That's down from 2.7% in June. The agency says that lower prices for travel tours, passenger vehicles, and electricity helped drive the figure lower. Shelter costs continued to be the main driver of inflation, but price growth in that category slowed to 5.7% year over year. Inflation is a key data point for the Bank of Canada forecasters, who are widely expecting it to continue cutting interest rates this year, with the next announcement set for September 4th.
This is timely as you're having your breakfast. There's a bacon recall to tell you about. Health Canada is recalling certain European butcher brand pork products that were sold in Ontario, and it's because of possible listeria contamination. It applies to European butcher, Canadian back bacon half, back bacon chunks, and sliced back bacon. All of them have batch 177 on the labels. Food contaminated with listeria may not look or smell spoiled, but it can make you sick.
The Canada Border Services Agency says its airport customs system experienced a partial outage yesterday, which has since been resolved. The border agency didn't specify what caused the outage that impacted customs kiosks in 2 terminals at Toronto's Pearson Airport, but they confirmed that it was not a cyber attack. Montreal's Trudeau Airport said customs processing was slower than usual, although the airport didn't experience any major impacts. Meanwhile, Hamilton's John C. Munro Airport was not affected.
Okay, taking a quick break right now. Brian is back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast right after this.